Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so pumped right now. I was listening to Cardi B a second ago. I'm going to bring it to you today. Oh, who's excited? Who's excited? I'm going to need it up in the chat. I'm going to need you to tell me what's up. Look at this. Who's here? Rover says, my body is ready. So is mine. I am pumped. Can't wait. Ruben in the house. Hey, just as a reminder, you need to share this out because I am going to over deliver to you today. Today, we were really just supposed to talk about how you can expand your services. But you know what? I'm going to go further than that. We're going to talk about your service offering. We're going to talk about getting clients. We're going to talk about pricing strategies. Think of this as like the mini masterclass to my full agency boot camp that those of you in the CBB community are going to get once you hit 100 reviews on G2. So if you are a CBB user, get on over to G2, get your testimonial, your review in, because once we hit 100, I'm doing the full thing. So pretty pumped. Are you guys excited? I need you to bring the action. I am so serious about today. I put my hair up. Know that. All right. We have a lot to cover. And here's the deal. I'm not going to be able to get through everything, but I want you to ask lots of questions because even if I can't get to everything, that helps me help you. My success is tied to your success. So when you ask questions, even if I don't have time to get through it today, maybe it's slightly off topic, although let's try to stay on topic. I'm going to go create more content and I'm going to help you out. Now, here's the funny thing. This is not funny. This is cool for you, but I have so many guidebooks and resources. So I went over into my, my Drive. I read a post recently on Instagram. They said your Google Drive probably has like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And this is true for me. So I went over there and I was like, Chatbot pricing. And I found a whole bunch of guides, obtaining clients. And I found like spreadsheets and guides and stuff. So I'm going to give you a lot of that stuff today because I have it. I have it for you. Why can't I give it to you? Okay. Now, if you're watching on CBB's channel, let me know. If you're watching on my channel, let me know. We're doing a little both sides broadcast. And in both of these videos, on both of these channels, in the description, you're going to find links to all the resources, but I'm also going to have QR codes. So stay tuned. All right, you ready? Let's get into it. We're going to start with, oh, hi, my name's Kelly. Do you know me? You might not. I've been in the digital marketing game for like 17 years. I've owned my business. Actually, it's probably longer than that, honestly. I've been doing this since like 2006, maybe 2007. I started on YouTube in 2008, so that tells you how old I am. And I started my business, which is a digital marketing agency, Stellar Media Marketing. I started it in 2010. So I've owned it for a little while. And I went through all the things you guys go through. Even this is before chatbots, finding clients, bootstrapping. How many of you are bootstrapping? I didn't have any money. I barely have money now. I mean, I reinvest in myself. That's how I built my business. I didn't take investors, just like CBB, right? I didn't take investors. I had to bootstrap. So I get it. So we're going to talk about those strategies on how to build your business. It is not an overnight success thing. And I want to preference that because a lot of people are looking for instant success. And let me tell you, tough love. I'm going to give you lots of tough love today because I want to see you succeed. So think of me as your internet mother. A mother from another brother or whatever. But y'all, it's not easy. I'm sorry. It's not. It's going to take work. How much do you want it? Do you want it? Because if you want it, you got to work hard. As Britney Spears says, you got to work. Okay. You want the Bugatti? You got to work. So you absolutely have to be willing to work, and 6 months ain't it. I've been doing this forever. And you're going to have highs. There are years that I make over $100,000, just me, my net. And there are years where I make 60,000 and it sucks, right? So it's like you're navigating these internet streets and it's a lot. And I've learned a ton along the way. And finally, I'm at a place where I'm like really happy with where I'm at. So I'm happy to share with you today. Awesome. It looks like people are all up in here. Listen, here's the other thing. I've been doing digital marketing for, like I said, like, I don't know, a long time, many, many moons. I've been doing chatbot marketing since 2017 when ManyChat came out. the dreaded legacy platform that no one wants to use anymore. And I've been using CBB for, I don't know, like 8 months now. I mean, Ryan was like, come on, Kelly, come on over. Truth be told, some of you have heard this story. You've watched my video. I was burnt out on chatbots for a long time. For about 1.5 years, I didn't touch them. I just went straight into AI, loved it, fell in love. And then my boy, Ryan, who I've been friends with for many years, he was like, please just look at it. Let me just show you. And we jumped on a Zoom and I was just like, so I'm back and I'm here to let you know. All right, let's do this. So the first thing we're going to cover today is your service offerings. And I get this question a lot. Should I be niche? Should I be broad? Should I offer many moons, many things? I want to caveat this. I want to put a little pin. This is a very important point. I need you all to listen. You got your listening ears on, right? Everything we cover today is not written in stone. Everything, you might not like my answers because a lot of what I'm going to say to you is like, here are your options. Now you need to pick the one that is going to work best for you and your environment, right? When I started my business, I lived in Colorado. I didn't have kids, so that made it easier. I have kids now, man, it's a lot of work, right? I had a lot more time on my hands. I used to go to networking events like 4 times a day. I remember one where I was on my 4th networking event of the day, and I'm kind of an introvert. Many of you are going to find that surprising, but it's hard for me to people a lot. And I was on my 4th one. My voice was going out and I could feel myself just like hovering. But that's how I built my business, friends. So not everything I'm going to tell you, like from service offerings to pricing, is going to fit your cup of tea, which is why I'm going to give you a lot of options. And you're never going to get a definite answer from me because there is no definite answer. The only definite answer I will tell you is when it comes to your pricing, most of you are not charging enough and you're hurting the entire industry, not just yourself. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to pricing. Now, can y'all hear me okay? Because someone's always in the chat going, your mic doesn't sound right. I need y'all to tell me. The first thing we're talking about is services. Now, those of you who are here, you most likely are offering chat marketing services, chat automation, AI chatbots, whatever you want to call it. Most likely that's what you're doing. How many of you are offering other things? For instance, I'm a full service, basically digital marketing, content marketing agency. I offer chat marketing. I don't do it a whole lot anymore. I usually give it to other people. My prices are usually too high for a lot of small businesses. And that's okay because I know my client. I know what I want out of the deal, right? I'm at that level. But I also offer social media marketing, content marketing, strategy, consulting. There's a lot of things I do. Course development. I mean, I'm what they call a multi-passionate entrepreneur. So there's a lot of things that you can do. This is a good question. We will cover this, Danny. Great question. Mike sounds good today. It's hard for me to people. Listen, I'm going to need a nap after this. It's one thing to do it live. It's a whole different, when you're live, in person. So how many of you are offering something outside of AI chatbots? Because that would be really interesting for me to know. I have an argument for all the things. So we're going to start with the minimal thing. If you are brand new, you are green to being a freelancer, maybe you're in college still, maybe you're just got laid off or you're just starting new and this is all very new and you're very intimidated. How many of you feel that way? You can admit it. We've all been there. Then my suggestion is to do what I'm going to tell you right now. I want you to just sell the chat automation that is for comment to message. That is your product. And you are going to focus on either Facebook or Instagram to start. Personally, if it's me, and I was even thinking about this yesterday, I was like, I'm just going to go sell Instagram chat automation. That's what I'm going to sell. And if it were me, we're just going to skip on over to pricing real quick, just dip our toe in. I'm going to be charging $500 for that build because it's an easy build. It's a super easy build. Now I might, and again, we're going to talk more in depth about this in the pricing section, but I might say, I'm going to charge you $1,000 for the setup because I got to train the bot. And then I'm going to do $500 a month to keep you going, make sure all your chat automations are working. But this is the easiest build you can sell. And the reason is right now, if you pay attention to the industry, and you need to be obsessed with this if you want to be successful. You have to be obsessed with what you do with this industry, especially the AI industry. This shit is moving so fast. You need to be obsessed. Do you know I listen to at least 2 podcasts a day that specifically pertain to AI, just so I know what's going on, right? You got to stay up on this. So I know, because I'm obsessed, that on AI or on Instagram right now, there is a huge push by one of our legacy builders, and they're kind of failing at it, to get influencers. But the problem is that the chatbots are not being built in a way that the high traffic influencers are finding success, because it's getting their accounts flagged. It just doesn't have the thing that it needs to succeed. Do you want to know what the thing is? The thing is AI, friends. That is the solution to the problem. If you are in one of these legacy groups and you see people commenting like, oh, I had a reel go viral, and my chatbot only delivers like half the links, or I had it go viral. I have so many comments that I got a message from Meta saying that they're going to suspend my account for 7 days because of spamming. Well, that's because the way those automations are set up is that it responds immediately. That's not a good thing when you're viral. That's definitely going to put a red flag on your account. And the responses are canned. And even if you use those legacy platforms and you're kind of typing in different variations and maybe using randomizers, and what a pain, right? They're still canned. They're not personalized. Or those of you in the CBB community, you already know. All I got to do is put an AI into that, train it on what that post is about, and boom, everyone's getting their own specialized response. If you want to test this out for yourself, by the way, go check out my Instagram, Stellar247. Let me show you really quick, because I'm a visual learner. I don't know about you, y'all. Look, we're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Don't even know where I am today. Don't do this from your desktop. It won't work. But I have 2 posts that you could play around with. And this is something I suggest that you do, is you have several posts on your accounts that you can send potential clients to and say, hey, go test this out. Look at this. I have an affirmation post. This is a specifically trained. Can you see this? Yes, you can. Good. This is specifically trained. Let me try to size this a little better for y'all. Boop, boop, boop. To give you affirmations. It's for my the launch of my new newsletter, my little passion project. Some of you may have heard about. Okay, so this one right here, I tell people, go get an affirmation, test it out. It has nothing to do with my business, but it does highlight what is possible. So there's an affirmation post. This one's my favorite one though. Test my AI chatbot, comment joke. In fact, you don't even have to comment joke, but sometimes people just need something to comment. Sometimes, like with the affirmation, I just say comment below. It doesn't matter. I don't have it set up as a keyword trigger. I like to keep it natural with the AI, right? And this one here, it will tell you a joke. And I've trained it to tell clean, family-friendly knock-knock jokes and dad jokes. And they're hilarious. I was reading these to my kids and they were like, this is so funny. So what I did here is I built examples into my social media so that I can send my clients to, I could send my clients or my potential clients, or just like anyone who is curious, or maybe they don't even know. And I'm like, hey, go test this out. Go get yourself a joke. And people are like, whoa, bro, this is so cool. Can you do this for me? And on the back end of this, the one I showed you last, I know you can't see it anymore. The joke one, it'll actually send a private message and be like, hey, do you want to know how I did that? Like, I could do this for you. Let me teach you how to do it. And it's just the comment growth tool. This right here is a service you can sell right now for $500. And if you're like, that's not enough, that's cool. Raise your prices. I'm talking to anyone who wants to start strong. This is an easy sell. Let me show you another example of how I market myself for something like this. I posted a whole bunch of these yesterday just so I could show you on my personal account, but also, can you see this? Yes. This is my profile on my personal account, but also on my business page. Look at these posts. My AI chat assistant is so friendly, even when people are pitching me in the Instagram DMs. So I block out the person who's messaging me. This is a marketing agency messaging me to be my marketing agency. And it shows how my AI responds. But here's one of my favorites. Like, my AI chatbot is so smart. It can recognize the language a comment is in and not only respond in the commenter's language publicly, but can also, but the automated private message is also in that language. Did you know you could do that? We're going to learn that later this month, by the way. Here's another example. What if you could manage your Instagram comments and messages with AI so well trained, you could have a conversation like this. And this person was going through my regular automation. Then they go, made me smile. My AI went on to say, that's what we're here for. Keep the smile going. And if you have any further questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask. They go, I will, thank you. But now I got to sleep. It's almost 1 a.m. in Athens, Greece, and I got to wake up at 5 to go to work. Good night from Greece. And my AI chatbot comes back and says, good night from our side. Get some rest. Have a great day at work tomorrow. We'll be here when you need us. Come on. This stuff sells itself, bro. So when you have a service, we're kind of skipping around here. This is like marketing right here. But this is your first service. So how many of you think that you can sell this service? I feel like you can. And all you need to do is get out there and start talking about it. Show people what's possible. A lot of people will see those sort of posts, or they'll go and experience like your Instagram sample post, and they've never even considered it. You're not selling a chatbot, right? You're selling the idea of what's possible. You're selling something they can't even fathom. People don't know this technology exists. I'm telling you, you can't go in and be like, hey, I can have an AI chatbot answer questions for you. Nope. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But this is the first service I think that you should absolutely be selling, is a comment, what I would call a comment automation or a comment growth tool. Whatever you want to call it. You could do it for Facebook. You could do it for Instagram. These are the two major ones, right, that we have the APIs for. Obviously, you could do it for like WhatsApp. And well, I don't think there's a comment growth tool for WhatsApp. Right now, it's just Facebook and Instagram. This is the easiest sell. This is a low-hanging fruit. It's easy to create samples for this. And you can stack these up pretty quick and create really cool packages for influencers. Like, an influencer is not going to want to pay you $500 per post. But like I said, you could say, well, I'm going to do the setup for $1,000, and then you could pay me $500 a month, and I'll take care of your post for each, like you can have up to 4 posts a month that I add the custom automation, but every other automation will be trained on your business. So you'll have comments no matter what. This is also great for case studies because it will 100% increase your engagement rates, your viewership rates, all of the rates, all the stats, okay? So this is absolutely, hands down, one of the best services you can offer, okay? So that's right there. If you're intimidated, if you're not sure where to start, then that's the service you're gonna start with. Now, outside of that, those of you who've been in the game a little longer, then you could start expanding. Then we could start talking about car dealership, fancy pools and functions. Like, this does not require a whole lot of high level skill. You add a function into that though, a simple function, name, email, boom, name, email, phone number. I don't want you to ask everyone for a phone number unless it's necessary for the client, because sometimes we ask too much of people and they're like, whoa. But email is an easy win. Certainly, if it makes sense, get the phone number. But a simple function like that, you do not have to be a rocket scientist to build these. This is we have tons of resources in the community to teach you how to do these at CBB, Chatbot Builder. So this is a low-hanging fruit for you, okay? And then the next service you can do is to build in your other chatbot services, support chatbots, appointment setting chatbots, all right? So you have all these other things you can do, but the comment growth tool, that's the easiest one. Now let's talk about other services. So I sell social media and content marketing services first. This is my bread and butter. This is my specialty. I have done it since the beginning of time. My first job outside of selling homes. I have a long history of sales background. But when in 2006, 2007, I started working for a home builder, and I was their like online person. And my job then, like social media wasn't really a thing in that time because Facebook, I think, just came to the public in 2006. My job then was just to like take online leads that came in through their portal and call them and then like set them up with appointments with salespeople. But then I was like, because I have my job before that was selling homes. If a salesperson would get sick, they would say, oh, go sit in the model home. And the model home was kind of slow. It was a slow market. It was the downturn of the housing market in the United States. And I got bored. And I don't like being bored. So I would walk around the houses and shoot video, and I put them on YouTube. And then I started them. This is before they had Facebook pages, by the way. I started them a Facebook account. Eventually, we moved it over to a page when they became available. This is before Facebook ads. Bro, I am old, okay? And so this is my background. And so when you are thinking about services, when you're thinking about niche industries, I want you to start with your comfort zone. What are you passionate about? What do you enjoy? What do you knowledge about? What was your previous jobs that you can kind of connect? Start there, and then you can expand. So when I started my business, I was offering social media marketing services. I would go and work with real estate agents. Most of my first clients were mortgage lenders and real estate agents. And that's who I went and built social media for. And back then I was charging nothing because there was literally just Facebook and LinkedIn and maybe Twitter. Nobody even knew what Twitter was at that point. It's a little different now, and you should be charging more than I did back then. But the point is because my background was in home building, and I grew up, my dad was a home builder. My stepdad and my mom owned a home building industry. I worked with lots of real estate. I already had those connections. Start with where you are today, and then you can expand. Today, I've worked simultaneously. I can work with anyone, basically. If someone calls me up, I will discover their pain points. I will find out where they need help, and I will find them a solution. I work with construction companies that do backyards. I work with retail companies that sell grills. I've worked with huge restaurant chains and groups. I've worked with real estate offices. I've worked with I actually built a website for a licensed therapist in California. I worked with a birth center. That was my favorite one. I worked for a midwife who was like a really, really popular midwife in Southern California. She was my favorite client for years. I loved her. Renee, shout out to you. She also helped me deliver my second child. So I don't think that you need to worry less. That's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people putting too much emphasis on, should I go after barbers? Should I go after real estate agents? Should I do this? You're worried about the wrong thing. You are worried about the wrong thing. First of all, just pick one. Pick the one you're most comfortable with, okay? And then go sell them something. And then expand. I am a fan of starting with a niche that you're comfortable with. And then after you build that confidence, that's the key thing. This is the theme of the day. It's going to be confidence. Then you're going to go and you're going to be able to talk to other people. Okay. So I really think that you need to be very cautious about being too worried about, well, should I start with local businesses? Should I start with real estate? Should I start with beauty? No, just start. You're worried about the wrong thing. What's your service? What's your offer? What problem do you solve? And before we go too far, I have my notes here. I got notes so I don't go off track, because I will. Here's some really important things that I need you to understand. You are not selling a chatbot. You are not selling a chatbot. Like I said, most of these people, first of all, chatbot is not a good word in the general public. Okay, these people do not work in this industry like we do. Bot, AI, these scare people. Do not sell a chatbot. Sell the solutions. What are the solutions? You're going to save people time. You're going to get them more leads. You're going to build their email list. You're going to increase their productivity. You're going to increase customer satisfaction, which increases customer retention. And oh, by the way, did you know it is less expensive to retain a customer than it is to get a new customer? Stats sell. Use statistics on your side. Use case studies on your side whenever possible. These things sell, okay? Do not sell a chatbot. And also, and I've seen it in the community, I'm going to mom you right now. I'm going to give you that tough love. Do not sell the replacement of humans. This is a hot topic outside of our industry. In our industry, we're like, great. Or maybe we're like, we'll save companies money because they don't need employees. Or we're like, I'm like conflicted. Ryan Baggett and I, we talk about this a lot. Like can't talk. We have this feeling of like, I'm teaching people how to replace humans. This is very hard, right? Don't sell that. They'll nope. You will get so much hate for that. Please don't do that. Sell the solution. How are you helping humans? How are you helping the human that is trying to hire, that might hire you? That's what you need to do. Let's see what we got here. For Instagram, who do we target? Assuming 99% of influencers are broke. Yeah, don't target like broke people. Again, you don't have to charge too much for these, like especially if you're just getting started. $250, $500, that's an easy build. And then you can always increase your price. We're going to talk about pricing next. But target people that you can personally like, okay, let's put a pin in that. Because when we get to clients, we're going to talk about building your avatars, and that's going to help you attract. I'm really a fan of attraction. Unlike a lot of you who love doing cold calls and stuff, I can't stand it. So I'm never going to tell you to go cold call people or cold email. It works, obviously. I just don't do it. I've never done it. Everything that comes to me is out of my work of attraction, planting the seeds, knowing who my audience is, going after them with value and all these things. I really do believe in like the 1-2, what is it? Jab, jab, uppercut, go Gary V, right? All right, so when we're building our service offerings, you can start as small as I'm just gonna offer the comment growth automation, the comment to message automation. Or you can do, I'm just offering chatbots of this niche, whatever that looks like to you. But you could be like me and you could say, I'm going to offer social media marketing. And what this allows you to do is charge more. Now, a lot of people in the digital marketing, social media marketing space, it's a tough industry because nobody is charging enough and a lot of companies are not willing to pay a lot because of it. It's like we've trained the industry wrong. I am going to tell you that I do not have a client on my slate right now that pays me less than $2,000 a month to do social media marketing and content marketing for 2 channels, Facebook and Instagram. And the other thing I do for all my clients is I have an AI chatbot for them. I don't charge extra for the AI chatbot. That is the thing that makes my service better than everyone else. That's my differentiator. That being said, it's already worked in the project pricing. We're going to talk pricing next. But if I'm charging $2,000 a month to do 2 posts a week on Facebook, let's say 4 posts a week on Instagram, and I add an AI chatbot and I explain it to them as like, I'm going to create an automation that's going to answer all the questions that come up. It's going to increase your engagement. It's going to increase your views. It's going to increase your reach, because that's how these algorithms work. And they're like, cool, man. Like, I don't know how that works, but cool. And then they see it, it blows their mind. And that also helps with retention because you're able to show them the receipts at the end of the month. You're like, not only am I creating this content for you, but boom, here's your report. I just killed it, right? And that's how you keep clients. That's how you get new clients because they're out giving you referrals. So when it comes to service offerings, you can do social media, content marketing. And man, I could do a whole training on how to like literally sit down for one day, do that client's content for the entire month, schedule it and be done. And then you go learn some more about chatbots, right? That's what I do. My clients are handled this month. Everybody's taken care of because I already did the work. It's already scheduled. And if things pop up, guess what? I can easily jump in because I'm not inundated with the daily grind of having to create content. It's done. So that's another thing for you, okay? Do you always charge ongoing monthly fees, and what do they get on a monthly basis for their monthly fees? Asking so I have answered my clients. Awesome question. Let's move into pricing because it's kind of a natural progression here. So let me just close here with services. If you're new, start small. And then as you build your confidence and you get a couple clients, expand, okay? If you're comfortable doing social media, a lot of us have actually come from a background of social media. I actually stopped doing social media for so long, but now that I have a system that makes it like just stupid easy, and I'm using AI chatbots to make like me look good. It makes me look good to use AI chatbots because I have an AI automation. Remember the first service I told you to sell? I have that AI automation on my Facebook page, on my client's Facebook page. I have specific posts. For instance, I have a client that sells like grills and stuff, but they also do backyard remodeling. So whenever they post goes out that talks about their backyard kitchens and backyard construction and remodeling, the nice outdoor spaces, then there's always a call to action on the image that says comment backyard and will help you. So then there's a keyword trigger every time. I have a system for each of my clients. So when I show them their reports and they have a 200% plus growth rate and engagement, views, like reach, yada, 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 that makes me look good. They're like, damn, you are worth the money. I don't struggle to get paid because my AI chatbot makes me look good. You see what I'm saying? So we can do all these other things as long as they complement each other and as long as you have the confidence to charge more. And this is a perfect place for us to move on to the next. But before we do, I have to nip this one in the bud. I already mentioned it, but it comes up so often. I even saw it in here. What should I niche? Should I choose this? Should I choose that? Pick one. Pick the one you're most comfortable with. Pick it. Pick it. Just do it. There is no perfection. You will never get to a point where it's perfect opportunity to start. You just got to do it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Get out there and do it, okay? All right, let's move on. Let me really quickly just scan here. Yeah, business owners loves human replacement. No, they don't. They don't do it. I'm telling you, they might believe that in the heart of their hearts, but nobody wants to say it out loud. It is bad business right now. Don't sell replacing humans. It might be true, but don't do it. There are better ways to sell. Just making sure I'm assisting humans to be better and more efficient at their jobs. Bingo! I need my little sound thing so I can go. Burr, 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 burr. We'll just do this. That's the one. All right. Faux shizzle. Okay, y'all. I think, there's a lot of comments. I love it. Keep it going. We've got people in the chat helping each other out. Let's move on to our next topic today, which is pricing. This is the topic that will probably take the most time. This one and getting clients. So let's talk about it. Pricing is another one you're going to hate the answer to because it depends. The biggest indicator of pricing is your confidence to ask for the price. Okay? Let me repeat that. The biggest indicator to pricing is your confidence to ask for the price. You should be scared. The first time I asked for $30,000, not for a chatbot, this was for something else, I was freaking terrified. I thought I was going to lose the contract. I thought I was terrified. Now it's a lot easier to ask for what I want for different projects. The first time I asked for $2,000, the first time I asked for $1,000 for a social media package, I was terrified, but I did it. And it's like working out. It becomes easier. It's second nature to me now. Now I'm at the point when I sit down with an ideal client, I'm basically, in my mind, this might sound conceited to you, but you should get here. You should be with me on this. You should be doing it too. I sit down and I think to myself, I am a BAMF. If you don't know what a BAMF is, look it up. I don't think YouTube wants me to repeat some of those words. I am a BAMF, okay? I'm a badass mother fluffer. I know I'm the best at what I do, and I will tell people to Google me. Go ahead. Kelly Noble Mirabella, Kelly Mirabella, you Google me. Go find out. Go find something negative about me. Listen. You need to have the confidence. Ouch. Oh, that was my knee. You need to have the confidence to charge what you're worth. And until you do, you will never make enough. But with that in mind, we got to talk about some things that are very important for you to understand when it comes to charging. You are not just making money to take home. Are you a business owner? You want to be the boss? Who wants to be the boss? Who wants to be the boss? You want to be the boss? Okay, you got boss responsibilities now. All right? You have expenses. I was in a Facebook group called, I think it's the Social Media Geek Out. It's a group, many of you might be in it, for content marketers, social media marketers. And this person was asking what's the cheapest scheduler? If you're a social media manager, you need a scheduler. I use Agorapulse myself. I love it. To schedule all your posts. Like I said, I do it all. I schedule it. It's great. I manage my content for my clients. It's wonderful. It creates reports. They were asking, what's the cheapest one? Because I have too many clients and Instagram won't allow me to have any more in the native app. Now you tell me, because I have not used the native app to do anything for my clients in so long. Is it 8 accounts or 10 accounts where they like, nope, too many. Now you got to go use a scheduler, right? Everyone's saying, oh, Buffer, MetroCool, it's only $28 a month. Let me tell you something. My answer to this question, I did not even give them a tool. I just said, raise your prices. You're the business owner. You are not just taking home all the money that you make. Okay, let's talk about it. Here's the formula you need to know. Revenue, that's the gross money that's coming in, minus expenses, the cost of doing business, we'll talk about it, equals your net income. Then you can start paying yourself, okay? So what you charge needs to help cover your costs. Now, that's not to say one client is going to have to pay for all your tools, because you're going to have multiple clients, but you have to consider this when you're putting together your hourly or your package pricing. If you're sitting down at the end of the month each month freaking out because you can't use the native Instagram scheduler, or because you have to pay this tool, or because you have to pay for a freelancer and you're stressed out like, I'm not making enough money, raise your flipping prices. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. And yes, I hear you. I know someone's going to come into the chat and they're going to give me the excuse, but they don't want to pay. Well, then they're not your client, or you are not sharing enough value for them to see that it is worth their money. Okay. So you need to be asking yourself, what is the biggest objection to your service or product that a client has that is not monetary? What is the biggest objection they have right now? I need you to write that down. Write down as many as you can think of. And then I need you to come up with ways to combat those objections. Well, I don't need Chatbot. I don't even know what that is. Well, then you need to do a better job at educating your clients on why this is going to help them. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Man, I've heard it all. I've been a mentor. I've been a coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a certified business coach. I have heard it all. I have made those excuses. There's no excuse. You should be charging more. If you're going to come to me and say, I can't afford Chatbot Builder, sweetheart, it is $49 a month and it can do magical things. It's like the magical flipping unicorn of Chatbot builders, okay? If you can't afford $49 a month, you are not charging enough. You're not a business owner. Go back, get a job. It's not for you. I'm going to give you lots of tough love today because I do not want to hear the excuses. I want to hear the solutions. Do you want to be successful? Then you better start thinking about these things. Okay. So let's talk. If you don't like whine about your Netflix fees, don't whine about your business tools. Amen. You better be ready to cover your costs and your taxes. Now, I can't speak for those of you who live outside of the United States, but in the United States, they tax the shnikes out of us, okay? I live in Texas right now. Thank you, Jesus, because they do not have taxes, state taxes, so that saves me a lot of money. Now, when I lived in California, or Colorado, but I still have to pay federal taxes on my business money, my income. So I have to pay taxes, okay? I have to pay taxes on my income as basically an employee of my income. Even as an LLC, you still have to pay taxes. And if you're in the United States, you have to pay taxes in every state you do business in. Right now, all my clients are in Texas by design, but I've had clients simultaneously. I've had clients in New York. I've had clients in Colorado. I've had clients in California, and I've had clients in Texas. And I have to pay each state taxes. It's a pain in the ass. Get a CPA. Seriously, it'll save you your sanity. But you have to think about these things. You have to think about your expenses because that is going to help you with your pricing. So before you even think about what you should be charging, you need to think about what are my expenses. And then you need to think about what makes this worth it for me. Now, if you're just beginning, you're going to have to put in some hustle. You're going to have to grind a little bit, as they say, okay? All the words that the marketing bros like to use. You need to do all those things. You do. You have to work hard. But once you start building your confidence and once you start figuring your stuff out, you're going to be able to charge more. So yes, you have to pay your dues in the beginning, but you got to cover your cost. You have to cover your cost. And then when you sit down to do your pricing, if you're finding yourself so stressed out, like if you have a case of the Mondays as a business owner, you got a problem. I love going to work. It's my office. This is my upstairs of my house. I don't have to go far. I love it. But I love what I do. Now, mind you, I went through some bad burnout, and that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different story. And if you want to learn more about that, I have a whole newsletter passion project I'm working on. But you cannot sit down to a project and hate it. If you hate that project, you should have, number one, never taken it, or number two, you should have charged more. And you're going to learn these lessons the hard way, but hopefully my tough love is helping you get there. Okay? Also keep in mind that all of us at the Chatbot Builder community, we want you to succeed. CBB sees you as a co-creator. We want you to succeed. Your success is our success. And as an educator, that's always been my motto. When I do courses, when I do my YouTube videos, when I do lives like this, your success is my success. That's probably why I'm so hard on you. I see you as my children. I want you to succeed. All right, so let's talk about more substantial pricing structures, okay? I do have a guide. Let me see. Dang it. I didn't put the right QR code up. Let me grab the link and I'll share it in the chat. Move. Discovering client pain points, Pain Point Pro, Ideal Client. Oh, I guess I don't have a pricing guide, but that's okay because I have this. Let's put this up. Okay, so this is kind of old, but it's still relevant. Can I move over here? All right, so what you see here is like, this is before AI chatbots were even a thing, so just keep that in mind. But this helps a lot of people get started. There's no coding, basic to intermediate sequencing. Now, mind you, we can do this with AI right now, and this can blow all of this out of the water, but gives you an idea. All right, so this is $100 to $1,000. I don't think I've ever built a $100 chatbot. I just don't think that you can anymore. I think the cheapest I would go is $250, and that would be like a pretty basic, like, let me just set you up with something, right? I think that's acceptable. Like a comment growth tool could be anywhere between $250 and $750, depending on how you want to set it up. Do you want to set up the comment automation for all of their posts? That's very valuable. Or like individual posts, right? There's a lot to think about. Intermediate, no advanced intermediate sequencing, no coding, but you might need things like, this one says no coding, advanced to intermediate sequencing, which you don't really need with CBB, but whatever, $1,000 to $3,000. And then we have advanced, probable coding and external server connections, yada, yada, yada. Listen, most of you are going to fall into the intermediate or advanced. You don't need coding with CBB. I'm telling you that right now. Many of you who come from like other platforms, you overcomplicate things. I hate to say it. I've seen so many people in here overcomplicate their builds because you have to relearn how to build when you're with Chatbot Builder. But you can absolutely charge these prices for any level here, anywhere between $100 and $10,000. So how do you decide what is worth what? It really comes down to, a lot of it for me is gut feeling. I've just been doing this for so long. I can sense what a client can pay and what it's worth to me. Again, going back to what is it worth to me? And so if I'm going to be working with like a small local business, they have a small team, maybe it's a retail, they have retail space. I know they can afford something. They got retail space, right? That's expensive. Then I might be charging anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 for packages. I like packages. For a chatbot build, I'm probably going to be between $1,000 and $2,000, depending on what they need. Right? This might be a customer service automation, a lead magnet automation. Like, what does my client need? Let's use an example of a real estate. This, by the way, we're doing real estate, I think next week. I could be wrong. Someone tell me that knows what I have scheduled for next week, but real estate chatbots. Let's say I have a real estate agency. I don't work with individual real estate agents anymore, by the way. You can, I don't. They don't have money. Go where the money is. Teams, agencies, offices, they have more money. So I'm going to go to them. What do they need? They need leads. They need leads, bro. So I need to make sure that I have some kind of lead magnet function set up. So I'm going to be needing to do functions, probably 2 different types of functions at least, right? I'm going to suggest doing the comment to message automations on both Instagram and Facebook. That's going to be needed. We're going to need your support bot that's going to be asking questions. Thank you, Rick. Rick says, yes, next week is real estate. Thank you. So I know that they're going to need something that's going to be able to answer questions about the brokerage and the area they're moving to, maybe listings they have, right? So there's going to be that. That's a little bit more complicated as we bring listings in. And then we're going to be also probably doing specific, my personal favorite, something I'm going to teach you next week, specific comment to message that are specific to each listing. That could be a lot. If they have a lot of listings, that's a lot of work for you. I mean, obviously you're going to create a system to make this a lot easier. You're going to have a template, make it a lot easier, but you need to still be able to do that. And so these are different types of chatbot builds than maybe if I have a retail client who sells grills, then I'm going to have it. Do they have the capabilities? Do I have the capabilities of adding their stuff to my chatbot, like they're connecting them to like their shop? If yes, that's going to be a little bit more expensive for them so that they can sell. Not all retail is going to need the full e-com setup, right? So this is where you need to actually talk to your clients. I am not a fan of one size fits all services. I want to go in and I want to know, and this is why I have such a high close rate. I think my close rate is around 90%. In fact, I can't remember the last time someone said they didn't want my service. If I can get on the phone or in front of someone, I'm selling them that thing. Because number one, they're probably a warm lead because of the stuff I've done in my marketing, which we're going to talk about in the getting clients section. Number two, they were referred to me. A lot of my clients are referred to me because I treat my clients so well and I give them such good results that they're telling their friends, and I'm asking them, hey, who else you know? Send them my way, right? So it's a nice warm introduction. But also I'm going to sit there and I'm going to ask them questions. What is your number one thing that you want done right now? They're all going to say, I need more sales. Cool. How are you currently getting those sales? You need to understand what they're doing today. Is it efficient? Can you make it more efficient? Well, right now we, have people that will come into the store or they'll come into our open houses or whatever that looks like. Well, okay, like how are you capturing their information when they come into the store? How are you capturing their information when you come into an open house? We're going to talk about this next week, but like, have you ever been to an open house, friends? Like, I don't know about you. I'm living in my fourth house that I've owned. And I can tell you when I go into open houses, I don't want to talk to the real estate agent. I'm like, stay away. Even if I'm serious about maybe buying it, maybe if I'm in the market, but I'm going to be like, oh, I'm just looking, I'm in the neighborhood, whatever. Nobody wants to talk to the real estate agent. But there are ways that you as a chatbot builder can facilitate that connection in a very friendly, unaggressive way. And again, we're going to talk about that next week. So ask questions and then shut up. Too many of you don't understand sales. I'm sorry. I love you guys. You need to work on your sales, right? Especially those of you who do cold calls. Don't lead with the pitch. Don't lead with the pitch. Lead with a question. A genuine question. Not a question that seems salesy either. I want to know what you're struggling with. I want to know how you're currently getting clients. I want to know how you're currently marketing yourself. What platforms are you on? Who is your target audience? And are you wasting your time on Twitter or X if none of your audience is over there? Are you wasting your time on Instagram if none of your audience is over there? Are you a local business? Well, you should be on Google My Business. Guess what? I could build you a chatbot for that. So there is a big section of this audience that's listening today that when you're building your client base, you're not asking the right questions or you're not asking questions at all. And you're pitching in a way that is almost offensive to the other person. First of all, they either don't understand the value. They're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because you live and breathe AI chatbots, you get it. You're like, well, duh. I mean, this is a magical unicorn of awesome. That's how I feel. But like when I talk to a client, they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So we need to make sure that before we talk to people, we know what is the number one objection they're going to have. What is the objection that keeps coming up? That's not money. Because obviously money will always come up. But money is not necessarily an issue if you have fair pricing and you can solve a problem that's valuable to them. Can you bring them clients? Can you build them leads? Then I would say that's pretty valuable. Okay, what do we got going on here? I recently became aware of CBB. Well, what? The pro version is not white label. you can absolutely get white label. Since a client would be aware of CBB, what is the strategy? Oh my gosh, I've heard this question so many times in my life. It's okay. It's a good question. Strategy to avoid clients going around your back. Have you built an AI chatbot? Do you honestly think that like Sally the baker wants to build an AI chatbot? Do you think that Mark the real estate agent gives a fluff about doing this work when you can do it better? Listen, I was a MC user. I was a educator for them. I mean, shit, I created their 2020 course. Have you seen my face? And I sold the hell out of them. They did not have a white label. By the way, you can buy a white label with CBB. It's like a one-time fee. So go get it. But the point is that your clients are not paying for you to just build a chatbot because they don't know the tools. All they need is Google. They can build a chatbot. This is not that hard to go find a tool. They can build a chatbot. You're a convenience friend. You know how to build a chatbot better than them. Absolutely. You're not selling them a chatbot. You're selling them a solution, and your expertise is the reason they choose you. All of my clients, I can teach them how to build a chatbot. In fact, that's how I get a lot of my clients. Do you guys know that, how many of you are watching on Baby Got Bot, my channel? Since what, 2017, I've been giving you weekly free tutorials teaching you how to build chatbots. I have done free extensive challenges, webinars, lead magnets, teaching you how to build chatbots. Before I did chatbots, I would go out and do networking and classes, teaching people how to do content marketing, how to do social media themselves. Guess what? I got most of my clients from those because people don't want to do it. Their business is not building chatbots. Their business is selling houses, and they're busy. They don't have time for this. But if it helps them, they're going to hire you. So while I understand the argument, and I hear it all the time, well, they can just do it themselves. Okay. You hiding the tool isn't going to make it less likely. If they want to build the chatbot themselves, they will. They will go to Google and they'll be like, how to build a chatbot. And then they have to learn how to do it right, how to be compliant. Do you guys know that there are many rules that Meta has and many of these platforms have? Maybe that's what I'll do as my last March training is we'll talk compliance. So I think this is one of those things you guys worry about. It's a non-issue. If you have a client who wants to build it themselves, they're not your client. Move on. Find someone better. Shoot, I not only build chatbots for my clients using the tools that they could easily do themselves, I add them to the platform, make them pay for it with their own credit card, and they have full access to everything. There's also something else you should know. When it comes to social media, when it comes to chat automations, you don't own the stuff that is on Facebook's platform. Like, you don't own your client stuff. So if they don't pay you or whatever, you guys have a dispute, you can't hold that stuff. This is where contracts are going to come in. We're going to talk about contracts. None of that's going to stop them from stop trying to hide stuff from your clients. You're just building distrust. That's not why they need to work with you. Okay? Okay, cool. Let's moving on to pricing. Back to pricing. Okay, so pricing is all over the place, okay? But what it comes down to is you need to have the confidence to ask for it. It needs to be able to cover your costs, and you need to feel good about what you're making. Every client is going to be different. I just came blurry. Every client is different. Every industry is different. And I know many of you are like, well, who's going to pay the most? It's hard to say. I don't know where you live. Where do you live? What country do you live in? What town do you live in? Who do you hang out with? Where are you networking? Where are you marketing yourself? Who are you targeting? Too many variables, okay? You can either come up with your packages, figure out your ideal client, come up with packages that solve their problems, and then price it and then go after them. Or you could be a generalist and just be like, I'm just going to go find out what these people have problems with. I'm going to solve those problems, and then I'm going to create a package based off their needs and what I believe they can afford. And if you believe they can't afford you or you're stretching them, don't do it, or come up with a different solution to help them. Okay. All right. So on the same this moves in perfectly with negotiations, which is our next topic, and contracts. Oh, you are in luck. You guys, I don't even want to ask. I'm going to ask, but you don't have to answer because then I'm going to have to like lecture you, which I'm going to do it anyway. That's what we're doing today. I love you though. Let me post this in the comments real quick. Whoops. No, I don't want to ban Wendy. I love Wendy. Sorry, that was a little wrong click. All right, I'm about to send some magic your way. Hopefully that's clickable. I don't know if it is. If it's not, I'll put it in the description after the show. Sample contract. Do not just cut and like copy this and like just use it. Like, my advice is to get a lawyer to write your contract, but like, this is my contract. This is a sample of a contract that I might use that I had a lawyer do for me. But the key here is do not work without a contract. Do not work without a contract. I don't care what your service is. Unless you are selling your services on Fiverr, where Fiverr is kind of the middleman, it's restricted. All right. I don't know why it's restricted, but I'll get back to you. If you're in the CBB community, please keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to give you a sample, but let's just go look at it real quick. Let me see if I can find a better way to share with you. Sample contract. Can you guys see that? Yeah, there's my sample contract. Look at this. Bro, 7 pages. Cover your bases, as they say. Public on the web. Anyone with an internet link can grab this. All right, I'm going to give you guys this link, but please do not start writing on it. Make a copy. Make a copy because I don't need you messing up my template. Okay. So what this does is it protects you. It also protects your client. If you have a client that's gonna be like, well, why do I have to sign a contract? You don't have a client. They're not a business. They're not serious. I have never had a serious customer, a serious company tell me, oh no, we can't sign a contract. Are you effing kidding me? This is business. In business, they can sign a contract. They can certainly look through the contract and they can say, well, my lawyer says we need to change this. Cool. Then we can look, you guys are getting it now. If you want to know how to copy, you're just going to go up to, don't do that. Just go up here. Look, go to file, click on make a copy. Boom. It's your copy now. All right. The contract is to protect you. It is to protect your client. It is just there. Now, I know that there are people, and I've had this conversation with some higher ups in certain companies where they're like, when I tell them this, they're like, well, yeah, but like, if they don't pay me, like, what can I do? What can I do about that? And I'm like, well, I mean, yes, there are scenarios where you're going to have to hire a lawyer or take them to small claims. I've never had to do any of those things. Sometimes you're just going to get people who are not going to pay you. But here's the thing. If you have a contract, you have legal protection in most cases. And if anything, you also have an ability to be able to scare people into paying you. So I'll tell you a story. One time, this is years ago, one of my clients was, it was like a franchise. And I didn't realize that they were having financial issues. Well, I was charging them $2,500 a month. I was doing a lot of different content marketing, social media, email marketing for them. No chatbots for this company. And they paid on time every time. I have auto payment for all my clients. We talked about that too. Upfront payment mostly. We'll go through the pricing strategies here in a sec. But they were going out of business and they stopped paying me. And they never told me that they were they never told me they were having issues. They stopped paying me. 3 months went by. I had stopped after 3 months, I stopped services because I was trying, this was a learning process for me. I will never do this again. I will never go 3 months without getting paid. And so what I ended up doing is first I asked politely, hey guys, you owe me money. And I would email them and they would avoid me. So then what I did, and this is a clever little trick, is I took a copy, I made a printable copy of my contract. I circled the part about late fees, and then I wrote a letter telling them their options, and I printed it on red paper. The kind of paper that you would get like a late notice that scares the shit out of you. You gotta go pay that bill real quick. And I gave them some options. You can either pay me one lump sum and I would give you a discount. So let's say it was $6,000 what they owed me. Let's say I was like, you could pay me $5,000 right now, one lump sum, and you're done. Or we can do increments. You can pay me like, I gave them like a payment over the next 6 months that they could pay with a fee tacked onto it. They ended up paying more than $6,000. They ended up paying me $5,000 and I'm happy. I walk away, they walk away, whatever. But that little trick with printing it on red paper and then printing off it works. I don't know why it does. It just scares people. Also, let me tell you, the clients that you charge like $250 a month are much more a pain in the tush than the ones that you're charging like $2,000 a month. Those people are like, who do I write the check to? Here's my credit card, auto payment. Speaking of auto payments, I use FreshBooks to invoice my clients. All of my clients, per my contract, state that payment is upfront. Look at this. Let's go look again. How are we doing on time? Oh man, we've been here an hour. All right. Payment. Parties agree to the free structure listed in the applicable SOW. That's SOW is, oh man, I'm blanking. Service. I can't remember now. I'm just like totally blanked out. It's basically what your services are going to be, the outline. Rush fees. I do charge for rush fees. You can see I don't have my pricing in here yet, but I do charge for rush fees for after hours. I'll have clients that are like on the weekend, you have to fix this. Listen, I've learned one thing. If I've learned anything over the years is that you protect your personal time. You protect your personal time, your family time, your boundaries, and you stick to it. Do not let a client work you in ways that make you burn out. Don't do it. Your time is just as valuable. After hours, I charge 25 to 50% more. Obviously, pick one. Late payments. If a client fails to make payment on an invoice within a payment window required by said invoice, the payment period, the total payment due on this, you write out the payment period on said invoice shall accrue interest in the amount of 5%. That's mine. Okay, so I charge 5% or a fee. Upfront payment. This is it. This is the one I want to talk to you about. If upfront payment is required by the work agreement in order to begin work on the services, the upfront payment is not paid immediately upon approval. Basically, it's saying we will not start the work doesn't start till you pay us, and that is not on us. That is on you, the company. It is your job. In my contract, it says something slightly different. It not only says upfront payment, but it also states that all payments are made automatically every month and everyone is set up. Now, here is the kicker. I actually give two prices. I'll say you have the choice of paying me month to month. Let's say it's $2,500 month to month. And then if you choose to to put in your credit card, do automatic payment, you can choose the date of payment. I like to be flexible. I actually like half my clients at the beginning of the month and half my clients in the middle of the month. It really works for me. I highly suggest it. So it just helps spread out your money to pay your bills and yourself and everything. But I'll give them like, instead of $2,500, it's like $2,300, like give them $200 off a month. Right. So that's one of the things I like to do. Boop. Hello, my name is Kelly, the Chatbot Queen. But listen, last time I met with a potential client, I met with them at my other client's place of business. They had referred me. And this is what I told them. And I want you to take from this, okay? Again, confidence in your work, confidence in yourself. I told him, I do not work with clients who micromanage me. I am telling my potential clients what I want in a client. I do not work with people who micromanage me. I also set all expectations up front before we even, you would think that I'm trying to scare people away, but also I'm like, go Google me, friend, Google me. When I tell this guy, I do not work with clients that micromanage me. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. Of course, I'm going to be consulting you to find out like what needs to be worked on. I'm of course going to listen to you when you have feedback, but you need to understand that I have a system. And especially in the first 3 months, this is specific to content marketing and social media. In the first 3 months, we're in the learning phase. And I need you to understand, I'm not learning. I know what I know. I know my stuff. The algorithm is learning your content. The audience is learning your content. So then I am going to be able to figure out what is working. So you're going to see a lot of stuff you're not used to. You're going to see a lot of content you might not like. And that's okay. You can give me your feedback, but we're going to go off the data. And so I tell people this. I set expectations from the get. Listen, the client did say that. He's like, oh no, I don't believe in micromanagement. I have enough to focus on. I'm like, cool, man, we're going to get along great. And I was like, you're in good hands. If you don't believe me from what, so-and-so, I'm not going to say their names, but like Bob and Mark, that's not their names. Bob and Mark have told you, Google me, please. I recommend you Google me. I am world renowned known for this stuff. And I want you to be confident that I can help you. Okay. Other things to consider when it comes to your contract. What are the terms of your contract? I do give discounts if I hate the word discount, but I give better pricing if they sign a 1 year or 6 month contract, because then, it's better for me. I do have month-to-month clients that they have to give me a 30-day notice and then we can cancel. If a client wants to cancel, they have to give me a 30-day notice. They have to pay me and then 30 days, and then they will not get charged again. But I will not force a client to stay with me. Why would you do that? Why? As long as they give you and stand by your contract, as long as they give you, that. So like, for instance, 1 year contract, they get a special discount. However, if they cancel, they have a 30-day contract, I'll let them out, but they also have to pay a percentage of the remaining. I think it's like, I want to say I can't even off the top of my head. It might be in the contract, like somewhere between 15 and 20% of the remainder. They have to pay me. They have to buy out the contract. So I do have ways around it. But my philosophy is I don't want to work with you if you don't want to work with me. I can go out and find another client. I have confidence in that. These things always work out. Recurring payment yields a discount, but in many cases, it's worth it if you don't have to chase the pay. Exactly. I do not like chasing my money. I got better things to do. I just want that money to hit, right? And when I price my packages to make up for that. So let's talk about negotiation, because this actually goes into my pricing. How many of you, you might not negotiate a ton with chat marketing. With other services, I offer a slew of services. One of the things I do for negotiating is I'll do courses, or I'll go speak at events. I'm a paid speaker. I travel the world to speak and do trainings, a lot of private trainings. So we got to negotiate the price. So when I go into something, now when it's my services, I don't negotiate a whole lot. I really don't. Like I said, I'll meet the client. I'll get a sense for what they can afford. If I don't think I can help them, I will send them away to someone who can, that I can trust. And that has actually worked really well for me, because they will a lot of times come back to me and be like, years ago. But when it comes to negotiations, I want you to think before you go and talk to someone, before you're in front of the person you're negotiating with, before you send the email, you need to think about your bottom line. So let's say I have someone who wants me to travel to Australia and do a 3-hour workshop on chatbots. This actually happened. So good case. And I have in my head, okay, well, here's some things that I have to consider. I need to leave town, which puts pressure on my husband. I have 2 kids. My husband at the time, he worked out in the Mojave, which is an hour away from where we work. So this is a thing. I need help. I need to hire a nanny to come in and help. It's kind of a pain in the ass for me to leave the country, especially in the school year. So that needs to be considered. My parents lived overseas for most of my life, and I had to fly economy overseas most of my life. I won't do it anymore. I will not fly overseas unless I am flying business class. This is just a rule of mine. Who knows if it'll ever change, but listen, I'm in business. You want me to come do business? It's going to have to pay for that. So either the fee that I charge has to cover my business class ticket, or they have to pay that cost. They also need to pay for my housing. They don't have to pay for my food, but my fee needs to cover those costs. Again, we have to consider our cost. So you might say, I'll take $3,000. That sounds like fun. I'm going to fly economy, and, it'll work out. I'll probably end up netting like $1,000. It'll be worth it for the exposure, for the experience. Stop it. No. Think about the price. You have to cover your cost, but also what's it worth to you? What is the price? So in my mind, I'm like, the lowest price I will go is $14,000. I have to get such and such money to cover, and they have to pay for my hotel. They already told me they would, but so this is the price before I even tell them my cost. This is the price I must have. That is not the price I'm going to give them. So then I'm going to say to them, I will do it for, let's say $17,000. That's my fee. And they'll come back and be like, ooh, it's more than what we have. And I'll say, okay, I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me what your budget is? Now, sometimes they won't, and sometimes they will. In another scenario where I was working with a large SaaS company, this exact scenario ran out. Like, this is how it played out. I gave them my fee and they said, "Oh, we don't have that." And I said, "All right, what do you got?" And they came back with a fee that was lower than what I wanted. So in this case, I was asking for, I think I said 10,000. They said, "We can't do any more than 6." And I said, "You know what? I really want to work with you." In my mind, I knew I wouldn't go lower than 8. So I knew they were off base, but I also knew I was the best for the job. I could stand on my confidence, but I also had the shit to back it up. And so I would say, I really want to work with you. I'll tell you what, if you go talk to your management team and you can get them to 8, which is a sacrifice for me because I'm asking for 10, get them to 8. This is basically us meeting in the middle. I promise you I'm going to deliver you the best. And guess what I got? 8. Guess what I got for the speaking event? 14. Know what the price is before you go in. This is for the scenarios where you kind of have an idea. What is, even if you don't know, if you're just going in to meet the client and like ask the questions and that sort of thing, where it's not like a speaking gig or a course development, where it's a chatbot build, what is the lowest you can go? Think about that. And if you're in the meeting with the client, if you're on the phone with the client, do not give them a price over the phone. Do not give them a price face to face. You say, "Great. This looks good. Thank you for answering my questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go create a proposal for you. I'm going to give you 2 options in this proposal. It's going to be 2 different packages. There's the bare minimum package, which is not the lowest you're going to go. You already know. So like maybe my bare minimum package is like $1,000, but you're like, I might be able to go $750. In my mind, I'm going to give them low package, $1,000. Big pop-up package, you're getting the best AI chatbot. You're getting all of the best stuff, right? I'm doing your content marketing. I'm killing it for you. We're doing $2,500 package. This is the Rolls Royce. This is the Mercedes. I'm giving you the Audi, right? And then the other one's like the Toyota. It'll get you there. It might not be as luxurious. It might not do it as much as quickly. So I'm going to tell them, I'm going to give you a proposal with 2 options. A lot of times you could even do 3. If you do 3, a lot of people will land in the middle. It's just, I don't know, psychology. And then I never give a price when I'm just asking questions. And they'll be like, "Well, do you have a range?" I was like, I really need to look at this to ensure that I'm giving you a fair price, because I don't want to price you something now and then it's just wrong. I just don't want to do that for you. So give me until tomorrow to put this together. I go to my office, I put together a proposal, I give them a fair proposal based off of their needs, because what did I do when I met with them or when I'm on the phone with them or doing a Zoom with them? I'm asking them questions and I'm listening. I know how they're getting their clients now, and I know how I can make it better. I know where they're wasting their time or where they are spending too much time, and I know how I can make it better. So those are the things I'm offering them, okay? All right, we got some questions. I have 3 offers. 1 consulting, 2 DFY. I don't know what DFY is. I find it giving too many options for prospects, and sometimes it's hard to choose from. What do you do in this case? I don't offer consulting as part of my packages. It could be a rider. I will offer it as a rider, like a add-on. I will almost always add like little in my proposal. I'll be like, here's some things you can add on. Do you want to add blogging? Do you want to add, consulting? But as part of like, I can, package 1. I think it's do it yourself. Yeah, maybe that's what do it DFY. Is that it? So in package 1, I have the package, the bare minimum. I'm going to build you a comment automation for Instagram. In package 2, I'm going to build you not only the comment automation for Instagram, but I'm also going to build you like a customer service AI assistant, like a full AI assistant. And it's going to have lead generation and all this stuff. And this is really what you want. I'm not going to then give them package 3, or I'm going to teach you how to do it. Don't give them that option. It's not relevant. That's not what they need. They don't need that. Now, if they come back and they're like, this is too expensive, then your counter for, oh, I can't do either of these packages. Okay. Are you willing to learn how to do it yourself or have someone on your team? Because I also offer consulting and one-on-one training. And so that's how you can come back and try to save the deal at that point. But hold that one in your pocket. Done for you. Okay. Yeah. Done for you. I will almost always do done for you, except for the backup. The backup is Oh, you can't afford this yet. That's okay. Not everyone can afford my services. I could teach you. Okay. All right, so there's a lot that goes into pricing. Really quick, let's run through some important things. This is another thing. Let me make a note. I'm going to make available in the CBB community. CBB. This is different types of pricing. All right. And by the way, I have an entire playlist on my Baby Got Bot channel. Go to my playlist. It's called Chatbot Agency. And there is an actual video about pricing that goes into this much more in depth. So do that. All right. So you have the one-time fixed fee. In theory, it's simple as you and your client agree on a set price and scope of work. Your work starts as soon as you receive your down payment. Usually it's 50%. Okay. So you're going to get a 50% upfront, 50% at the end of the price. Once you complete the agreed work, you get the rest of your money and then you deliver the chatbot. All right, that's one-time fixed fee. Number 2, one-time upfront fee with a retainer. This is one of my favorites. I think everyone should be aiming for this one. How it works. You and your client agree on it, and I'm going to give you guys this thing I'm reading in the CBB community. So be sure that you join the Facebook group and the Discord and obviously become a member because CBB does trainings like this all the time. All right, one-time fee with a retainer. You and your client agree on a price for the one-time fee and the succeeding monthly fees. Your work starts as soon as the down payment money is made, usually 50% upfront fee. Once you complete the build, you get paid the rest of the upfront fee. And here's the fun part. You make sure that the chatbot runs smoothly and you get paid regularly to do it. Now, when you have an AI chatbot, this is even more important, right? Because you're able to sell it easier, the retainer, because not only are you like, well, I'm going to make sure it continues to run smoothly, but also I'm going to continue to train your bot to be smarter. We're going to be able to see the common questions people are asking, and we're going to be able to train your bot to be able to continually get smarter to answer those common questions. And we can give you like a summary of the most common questions so that you can create other content. And if you're doing the content marketing, you're like, and then we're going to do the content marketing. You see, there's a lot of upsells here. Okay, so that's a good one. A one-time upfront fee with a monthly retainer can be appealing to clients and an excellent way to get high-value clients on board. All right, next up is called the installment. This is very good. Do you have a proposal example? Julian wants to know. I don't, because my proposals are like, I mean, I could probably dig one up and put it in this. Let me write a note. I'll see if I can dig one up. I'll just write you one. They vary based off industry and job. I don't know if you noticed, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I do a lot of things. Installments. All right. This is what I would say is really good if a client comes back and they said, we really want this, but we can't afford it. So what you can do is say, that's okay. Let's say it's I don't know. Let's say I'm bad at math. So let me get my calculator out. Let's say you have a really big chatbot and you want to charge, I don't know, $2,500 for it. You could charge more. These are just low. Like I've seen people charge 10 grand for a chatbot. Just know your client, right? Let's say you have a client who's like a 10 grand sort of client. Like this client is a 10 grand sort. You better deliver a 10 grand product. But let's just say for shits and giggles, 10 grand. They're like, woo, we love what you've proposed, but 10 grand, we don't have that right now. I'm like, no problem. 10 grand divided by 12 months is that's not right. It is right. $833.33. Obviously we need to add like a little thing. So we're going to up it to 900. I'll tell you what, instead of paying me 10 grand, which is 5 grand at the build, 5 grand after, here's what we're going to do. You're going to pay me $1,000 up front. And then you're going to pay me like $900 a month or whatever you want to do, whatever you end up doing. But you're basically like, but you have to sign a contract for a year and that would pay off the chatbot. And if you want, not only can I do that for you, but if you want to add an extra $100 a month and make it an even $1,000 a month, then I will also maintain the knowledge base of your AI and continually update it for you every month and keep you updated of any changes to the system. Like if there's a status up, like Meta's down, don't worry guys, we got you back. Those sort of things. Something doesn't seem to be working. Don't worry. I got your back. $1,000 a month, 12 months, sign the contract. Boom. Cool. I will get you those things. Let's move on. Getting clients. My favorite thing to talk about. I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. So does FreshBooks, by the way. Martin says that Go Cardless offers installment plan feature. Very nice. So does, I use FreshBooks because it's affordable, but they also do that, which is cool. I don't know how long you guys have been in business, but like I mentioned before, I did like bootstrap, and they call it bootstrap because you pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You don't have any money, you know? So you got to start where you start. So here are some ways that I built my business. And I know that many of you are out there doing cold calling, cold emailing. Like if it works for you, go do that, I guess. I hate it. I won't do it. It's just not for me personally. That's just me. Doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong as long as you're being ethical about it. Number one, networking. Leave your house. As a non-people person, I love people. I really do. I do love being able to get out every once in a while to third spaces. I think it's important. But I'm an introvert and it is exhausting. But that being said, I built my business on networking and on teaching classes. To this day, you wouldn't believe how many people will email me asking to hire me. And they'll be like, I went to a class that you did at this networking event 10 years ago. Make an impact when you meet people. When you're networking, don't talk at people. Be interested in the other person, right? Here's the secret that I think a lot of people don't understand about networking. Is that you're not going to sell the person you're in front of. You're going to sell the person they refer to you. Okay. So you need to make a good impression. So do not be the person who just like throws a business card in their face or whatever you're doing these days, you kids with your NFCs, near field communications. I have those. I am a kid. Tap the table, boom. But don't just be that guy. Like, yes, you want to exchange, but actually it's more powerful for you to get their business card and then you follow up. Okay. And how do you follow up? You follow up with value. What I do is I will actually write on people's cards. Don't do it in front of them. Some people find that offensive. Or I'll bring like a sticky note and I'll be like, this person does this. Here's a couple quick notes. Boom. Put it in my bag. I'll go home the next day and I'll sit down and I will find articles, tips. Maybe I have a guidebook. I told you I have a Google Doc full of just like so many resources. I might find one that might be helpful. Hey, it was really nice meeting you yesterday. If I, find anyone who might be interested in XYZ that you do, that, I'll definitely send them your way. I saw this article I think you would find really helpful, or I have this guidebook. I just want to give it to you. I think you might find it interesting. So there you go. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. You leave that impression. Let me tell you a quick story about networking. You need to know your 30-second commercial. You need to know who your target audience is. Okay. If you're like anyone, that's not going to do it. Even if you can service everyone, don't. I'm at a networking event and this lady's selling skincare, like lotion. And she and I are chatting. I was like, oh, that's great. Like, who is your ideal client? Who can I refer to you? And she goes, anyone with skin. Now, let me tell you the psychology about this. This is an actual psychological fact. If you give too many options, the person will not make an action. Too many options, no action. Okay. There's like, I don't know anyone with skin, right? That's not helpful. So instead, what if she said, although I can help a lot of people with skin issues, right now we have this new line that is specific for newborn babies and like young children who have drier skin and sensitive skin. And this is something that I know that we can really help people with. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my best friend just had a baby, right? So like when we narrow it down, even though we can service other things, like narrow it down for that audience and you will be surprised. Okay, so networking in the real world. Thank you. Teaching. This is something like, honestly, that I, to this day, love it doing it. This is why I have a YouTube channel. But I used to go to the Small Business Development Center. In the United States, these are very common in the different cities, the Small Business Development Center. And I would offer my services to teach. And I used to teach at the Denver Metro Small Business Development Center. And to this day, I still get tons of clients from it. You're planting the seed. You're going to reap the rewards throughout your career. Networking groups is another really good one. Chamber events. Also, finding power partners, people who are within the same kind of line of work, but they don't offer what you offer. So you can do white labeling, you can do subcontracting, like you can help them. I don't know if you guys know who Katie Lance is. She's kind of a big name social media trainer in the real estate space. Katie and I go way back. And back in the day when Katie first started, she offered social media services, but then she stopped doing that and she just trained people how to do it. And I already mentioned to you, you train people and they're like, this is more complicated than I thought. I don't have time for this. And they would go, Katie, who do you know that can help me do this? And she would just refer. Like 1 year, I made like $120,000. And I would say like $100,000 of it came from referrals from her. And I would pay her. I'd kick her back. I think it was like $100 for every client or something. Like you can come up with a really great deal. And it's worth it. I always say referrals are awesome. And I am willing to pay a referral fee because that's a client I would never get otherwise. And that is a client that those people have built trust with her. So her recommending me, that is such a warm, open. I love it. Webinars. Webinars are great. Challenges. I love a challenge. I actually have a course that teach you how to build a challenge. I think I have a challenge to teach you how to build a challenge. Lead magnets. It's my love language. You could see already. I love a guide. I have tons of guides. By the way, I have this one. You guys must have this one. Let me see. Ideal client. No, this one. I'll have to get you the link. Pain points. Discovering your pain points. Chat blueprint. Okay, this one. I'm going to put it in the comments. You guys must have this. This is for the agency blueprint. It is going to help you audit companies and also gives you scripts for getting clients. You want that. Get that link right now. Okay, so lead magnets are great. Show your work. Like I showed you the example. If you didn't see that on my Facebook page, I have like a bajillion in my Instagram. I have different examples to let people play with my chatbots. Let them like test it out. Get a joke, get an affirmation. Look how my chatbot can speak bilingual languages, is like switching gears, is cracking jokes. That's like proof. Make it too easy. They'll be like, oh, that's so cool. I must have it. Build your email list, own your list. If we learned anything from the Meta accounts going down, is that you should definitely have a list, email list, email your people like once a month, have a newsletter. It's not that hard. Like use ChatGPT and write that shit. Come on. Email list building, Facebook ads, if you're into it. I don't like doing ads. I never did. And I know they work and I do them on occasion, but it's not for me. Warm leads are better than cold leads. Partner with other companies, subcontract, provide exceptional service. This is why I added AI chatbots to my like an added service. It's not even something I charge extra for. I just put it on there as like a way to engage with the Facebook posts that I'm doing for my social media clients because it shows them that I'm awesome. I mean, the proof is there. I can show them every month a report that's saying you're killing it. So I treat my clients with like a lot. Clients stay with me for a long time and high paying clients. And when they part ways with me, we're still friends. Like it hurts me when they hurt, you know. Offer free consultations and demos. Demos are a very easy way. Chatbot Builder makes it very easy to do demos, and you can actually do. There's a demo tool in the tools that you can actually put a sample chatbot on their actual website so they could see it in action for their website. It's very cool. Attend conferences. One of my first $2,000 a month clients. I think it might have been my first $2,000 a month client was a high yielding real estate agent. I don't know. Like I said, I don't always work with real estate agent, but if they are a big producer, I will work with them because they do have the money and they're busy. So I will ask a real estate agent, how many homes are you selling a month? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'll sell one home every other month. Nope, not for me. Thank you. Let me refer you to someone else. But I went to Social Media Marketing World. I got a ton of clients from conversations. Now I speak, so it's a lot easier. But back then I wasn't on the stage. Now I speak on stages. For instance, I'm the opening keynote at Social Media Day Wichita talking about AI and AI advancement. So that'll be fun. I guarantee you I will get clients. All right. And then develop a strong portfolio. Have samples. I know a lot of you are like, but I don't have clients yet. How do I have a portfolio? How do I do case studies? Do your own. Do a case study on your business, right? Do the sample posts let me show you again for those of you who maybe weren't paying attention or you're just joining us. Let me go back to my Instagram. Do these sample posts that people can play with, like my joke bot. Look at this, 79 comments. Come on, 79 comments, y'all. Telling a joke. Let's see a joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Okay, people love this stuff. This is just a sample bot. You want to target different audiences, then show them in different ways how these tools can work and be like, go play with it. I challenge people all the time. Go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Stellar247. Go to any post and just like ask a question. Sometimes Stella gets confused and I have to go in and like update her. But that's why they gotta pay us the retainer, right? Because then we could say, oh, she didn't answer the way that she should have. Stella, by the way, is my AI assistant because my company is Stellar Media Marketing. So I could go in and update her. But usually she's pretty good. All right. Invest in yourself and your brand. What does that mean? You need to, don't give me this like cobbler's shoes BS, okay? You need to get out there and market yourself. Your social media, your chatbot best be solid. If you're selling a chatbot, you better have that chatbot on your Facebook page, on your Instagram. It better be trained and you better be inviting people to go play with it. If you're not even there, you're not ready to sell chatbots or anything, okay? Have a professional looking website and assets. Everything should look professional. Let me give you an example, please. Well, no, last time I did that. Last time I showed you guys my clients, you guys went and messed with their chatbot, and I don't need that in my life. But like, I'll show you my website. How about that? I need to update my website. See, even I need to update, but I got one. This is my website. Look, it's so pretty. Okay, Stella, I don't need you. There's Stella. There she is. Let's shrink her down. I have a chatbot on my website. It needs a little work, but it's there. Look at this beautiful website. Come on. I built this thing myself. You can use, there's so many tools. Like this one was built on, Ryan, are you watching? What the heck is the name of the thing that I used to build my website? It's something he told me about and I'm blanking. Starts with a W maybe? Anyway, if he's here, he'll tell us. Otherwise, you can use so many different website builders out there. Like honestly, it's not that hard. I think there's another one I could show you. That's on Squarespace, Meeks Ranch. This is my, let's see if it comes up. No. It might not be live yet. Nah, it's not live yet. Anyways, I'm in the process of building a website for my stepdad's company on Squarespace. And like, it works. It looks great. Like you don't have to spend a lot of money to yeah, you could do Wix. Like just get something up, make it look good because you're a professional now. You're the boss. Okay. You want to be the boss. You got to be the boss. All right. So video, love it. I have gotten my highest paying speaking gigs and my highest paying clients from my YouTube channel. Boom. Podcasting, blogging, get out there and be interviewed. Like I really like to set a goal when I want to do a media blitz, which is something I actually probably will do this summer, where I will go out. I'll be like, who wants a guest expert on your live show or your podcast talking about AI chatbots or AI chat? Webflow. Thank you. My gosh, I was going crazy. It's Webflow. That's my website's from Webflow. So like get out there and be a guest on other people's site. And the more you talk about it, the more you feel confident and it becomes easier. Also, it's like practice to talk to clients. Show your work. I've given you so many examples of how you can show your work. Show it in action. Stay active. And then invest in your education. Show up to the live video. Like you don't even have to buy a course on AI chatbots and all this stuff because here in our community, we do all of it. It's not Divi. I used to have a website in Divi, but no, it's Webflow. That's how I built my website. Okay, what's next on the agenda? We're going to start wrapping this up, but we're not done yet. Getting clients. Did we talk about getting clients? There's something that I need to talk to you about though. It's the thing that was on the screen and it's also pain points. Let's look at this. Can I put this up? Go ahead and scan that. I'm going to scan it with you, make sure it works. Actually, I think I have it. You guys scan that while I look something up real quick. We need to figure out what the pain points are of our clients, right? So here's what I need. Did you guys scan it? Let me also get you. Okay, first of all, you're going to need this spreadsheet or this thing. Look, I have all the stuff for you. This thing I'm sharing in the comments is the Ideal Client Workbook. You're going to want that. Discovering your client's pain points. That's what we're about to go through. You're going to want that. Yeah, Wendy, it's Webflow. I just always forget. Okay. So you're going to want those things. All right, let me show you what I'm looking at so you know what I'm looking at. Pain points. This is in Canva. You won't get it in Canva, just so you know. I just want you to see it. Okay, this is my guide. So, problem mining. This is a trick I learned from my business coaches back in the day, Andrew and Pete, who are amazing. And this is also something that I created a really cool GPT to help you with this. Let me share with you my GPT. It's free. You have to be a GPT-4 ChatGPT Pro or Plus, whatever user to play with it for now, because I haven't built it in CBB yet. But essentially, this is what it is. This is what you need to figure out who your ideal client is. And you can do this with multiple types of clients, right? So we need to think about who our client is. And really, to do this, we should start with, instead of pain points, we should start with our ideal client. So let me put this up on the screen while I go find that document. Scan it. I think I put it in the link too. Ideal client. Okay, let's look at this. I got to hide all these QR codes first. All right. You need to think about your client avatar. By the way, this is the guidebook you're going to get. So when you're thinking about your client avatar, you need to create one person in your mind. I am sitting in front of my ideal client. What does my ideal client look like? I'm going to give them a name. I'm going to say my ideal client's name is Sally. She is 42 years old. She is married. She has children. She's located in, I don't know, San Diego, California. Her occupation is a marketing director for a real estate firm. She has a business degree. What your client does, what do they do? What are their goals? What do they want? What are their objections? We've talked about objections. It's very important that you know the no's. Why are people saying no to you? If you can figure out why people are saying no to you, and you can find ways to address that through your content marketing, through your social media marketing, through the way you talk to people, you will have a better job. You have a better time of closing them. And then what are their pain points and what motivates them? Okay, let me give you an example. Jane is 40 years old. She's married, mother of 2. This is, by the way, my actual avatar for a program that I created that has nothing to do with AI chatbots. But anyways, she's an entrepreneur. She has 3 years into owning her business and wanting to step it up. She's not charging enough. Household income is north of $100,000 between her and her husband. It's probably higher now. She's hardworking and motivated. She knows she wants to be successful, but she's not sure about she's unclear about her long-term goals. So she needs vision. This was actually for my coaching program. She knows, she does not have time to waste. She wants to get it done. She is price sensitive. Many of your clients will be price sensitive, but she's willing to invest in a quality experience where she can hit the ground running towards her goals, where she sees immediate results, right? She is confident in most parts of her life, but feels a lack of confidence and imposter syndrome when it comes to pricing products, services, and sharing her expertise. She is busy. She wants to get clear on her goals and have a path to success that does not take up her every waking hours. So she enjoys time with her family, reading, learning new things, spends a lot of time on YouTube. She's spending a lot of time to try to level up, basically. She has a good heart. She loves helping people. Okay, so once you have a better understanding of who they are, then you can find their pain points, which is this one. What do they want? You want to save more time. You want to get back your time. You want to have confidence in what you charge. You want to get more clients. You want to get more clients that align with your vision, your goals in life. You want to be happy working with these people, but you don't know where to start, right? What's the problem? You don't know where to start. You are stuck. Your confidence is not there. You don't know where to go. And this is add empathy with every specific situation or feeling they're experiencing it. Okay, so here's an example. Let's see. Here's a chat marketing example. Let me go through this real quick. And then you are worried, talk about the real problems. So you have a choice. This is a crossroads. Do you want call to action? So here's an example for you. You want chat marketing clients, but you don't know how to price your services, sell your services, or even where to find customers. And no matter what other people tell you what to charge or how to position your services, you don't have the confidence to ask for the sale or for the money you deserve. To make matters worse, you are worried you will not be able to deliver what you promise and fear you will disappoint your customers and yourself. Are you good enough? Does this resonate with any of you? I feel like this is you for many of you, right? This is where we empathize. This was me for so long after I started my business 10 years ago. So I know how you feel. But one big thing made the difference. I paid for a business coaching program that ran for 2 months. Following that program, I raised my prices, found tons of new clients, and I doubled my business. This was year 5 in my business. You don't need to wait for year 5. So here's your choice. Again, we're going to give them a choice, a crossroads. You have a choice. Are you going to continue to spin your wheels and charge too little, praying low prices will help you land a client with low expectations and feeling let down and left out while other chatbot builders pass you by? Or are you going to let me help you? If you're ready, this is the close, right? If you're ready to price yourself right, find new prospects, and position your services and products in a way that makes clients throw money at your face, then it's time to go check out the Baby Got Bot Mastermind. By the way, the mastermind's not open anymore, so don't ask me about it, and see how I can help. All right, this whole thing that I just read to you, that GPT, that's going to write stuff for you like this. And you can make it your own, obviously. But this is going to help you also think about your ideal client, their pain points. What are they dealing with? Why aren't they making a move? Why are they stuck? How can you relate to them? And then what are their choices and how can you help? Okay? We're going to poke at their little pain points a little bit. So that's what this process is. You get the workbook. You also get the GPT. I sent it all to you in the, that's me. See, I told you, man. Some of you, this is going to be you. Okay? It's okay. We've all been there. Okay. So you have all the tools. I've given you all the tools to make this work for you. All right. So let me just make sure. Here's some homework for you guys. Here's what I'm going to do for you, and then I'm going to give you some homework, okay? I've already given you in the chat here, but this chat's going to disappear when you watch the replay, and that's okay. You're going to go into the description of this video, and you'll be able to see all the links. And then I also have some notes here to update and give you guys this pricing structure sheet and look for a proposal if I can find one. If I can, I'm going to put it in the CBB community and also in the description, okay? Probably tomorrow because I got things to do today. So those are the things I'm going to do for you. Here's the thing I need you to do for you. This is your homework. Okay, your homework is set goals. Here's what I need you to do. Your goal, how will you achieve your goal? I want you to write down your goal. How many clients do you want to get this month or next month if you want to start next month? How many clients do you want to get by the end of March? Write it down. I want to get 3 new clients. I want you to be specific. I want to get 3 new clients at $500 each per month. That's $1,500. That's not bad, right? Especially if you're just starting. How will you achieve this goal? What are you going to do? Write it down. Okay? I am going to get 3 new clients selling the AI, what did I say initially? The very first service, the comment growth tool, the comment automation on Instagram. I'm going to get 3 new clients with that product. I'm going to go, I'm going to be sharing examples. I'm going to set up some examples that people can play with on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I'm going to share those. I'm going to be sharing on my social media examples of how my AI chatbot or like samples that I build are answering in different languages or different scenarios or in different tones of voice. I'm going to share that out. I'm going to go to how many networking events. I'm going to do 2 networking events per week. Write it down. What else? What else are you going to do to reach this goal? Write it down. Your homework assignment is to write down your specific goal. I want to achieve X with Y. Be specific, just like I was. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to list it out and then do it. Here's what I need for you to do. Do this immediately after our presentation today. Unless you have to run somewhere, then put it in your calendar to do it. Do it. When you set a goal and you write it down and you have a plan, you are more likely to achieve it. Then you're going to go to the Discord or the Facebook group for CBB, and you're going to post, Kelly, I did it. Tag me. You don't have to, if you want, you can post a picture. You can write out what your goals are. If you want accountability, that is always a great thing. We will support you in the community. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your goals, that's okay too. You could just say, I did it and I'm going to work on it. I need you to do this for yourself. You're not doing it for me. I need you to do this for yourself. This is the single-handedly the best homework assignment I could give you. I also want you to think about who your ideal client is and, go through the workbooks, but this one's important. Okay. I have to go have lunch here in a minute, but I'm going to take the next 5 minutes and I'm going to answer some questions. So let's go through some questions. We got Dimitri here. With AI, you can have a note taker on your phone, transcribers when talking to clients. That's true. I do that. Actually, this is a very good point. I use, what is the one that I use? There's one I use, and when I'm talking to them, it records the conversation, transcribes it, and then I use AI to summarize it for me. It's really great. So that's a good tip. If you build a flow in Chatbot Builder, does Chatbot Builder AI simply fill in the spots in the flow that does not have a set response? I don't really understand what you're saying because I think you're thinking of old school legacy platform builds. We don't do things that way. What we do in CBB is we are automatically, when you sign up, you're already connected to OpenAI GPT 3.5 Turbo. You go into your settings and you're going to train it on your business, like what your knowledge base is. What is your AI's name? My AI's name, for example, is Stella. So I would say something to the effect of, you are Stella, the friendly and helpful AI assistant to Stellar Media Marketing and Kelly Noble Mirabella. Your job, your purpose in life is to help answer questions about Stellar Media Marketing and anything else that may pertain to this knowledge base. Keep your responses friendly and shorter than 5 sentences, okay? And then I'll go in and put there's a lot more on knowledge bases. I have a video about it on my channel. And then you go into the flow and you would, let's say a welcome message, I would just have one node. One node is one block, and it would have an OpenAI block, and I would tell Stella the same thing I told it in the settings, and then I would have a text block. And then from there, your default message is just going to pick up and answer those questions. Now, you can get more complicated than that. There's a lot you can do, and there's more scenarios. So it's very hard for me to explain that right now. But in essence, the simplest form is you just have the AI trained and the default message takes over and it can answer all the questions. If you don't believe me, just go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/stellar247. Comment on any post. Now, not all those posts, though, are going to send you a message. So maybe do it on Instagram because those ones will send you a message. I do that by design, by the way. Does CBB allow you to save your builds as templates? Yes. Does CBB have a way to import our chat flows from ManyChat, or do we just need to rebuild them? You can't import because you have to unlearn the old way. ManyChat can't do what CBB does. You don't need to build flows that have this and then it goes to this node. You don't need any of that. And as someone who was a long-time ManyChat educator, certified marketer, certified educator, I literally designed and created their 2020 course. You don't want to bring your templates over. You don't. It's a new way of building and it's better. I promise you. There's always going to be a learning curve, and that's why we offer so many resources. But instead of having a flow, let's say in ManyChat, for instance, if you want to do AI, you would have to have a flow and then save in a condition, and then you'd have to connect to an external API and maybe use something is it called Rippler or Make or Zapier, and then it's got to go do the call, and you have to use your own API with OpenAI, and then it has to come back, and then there's all these little connections that have to happen, and it's not conducive to a seamless user experience. It's a horrible way of building an AI chatbot. With Chatbot Builder, you don't have to do that. It's already there. You just create one node. It's so insane. CBB and MC are different ways to build. CBB is a 1-2 node. Yeah, exactly. It's it'll blow your mind. People just don't believe it until they do it, honestly. You're my queen, Wendy. My name is Kelly. If you're talking to me, my name's Kelly. Wendy is in the chat, though. She is a queen. Goal number 1, sign up to CBB. That's right. You get a 3-day trial, but I hear so many people complain about a 3-day trial. Bro, are you a boss? Or are you just sampling? Because we're in the CBB community, we bosses, okay? We're here to make that money. That's why we do these trainings. That's why our community is there to help you succeed. That's why CBB doesn't ignore you when you have a support problem. That's why we call you co-creators, not customers, okay? So it's just a different way of doing things. I love you. Thank you so much. I guess you did know it was me. I switching my clients to CB from MC, a little confused. Where are the training videos? Okay, so it can be confusing, and it's okay. Every time you do something new, it's going to be a learning curve, and it's not that you're necessarily learning new things, you're unlearning old things. So that's the biggest thing. In terms of the way that we do our training, there's so many resources. We do not have a set course as of right now, but if you go to my channel, Baby Got Bot, it's youtube.com/stellar247. There, the pinned video at the top of the screen is a 21-minute video that's going to take you step by step on how to build your videos or how to build your first AI chatbot. Okay. So here's something that you guys might not know. There's a whole strategy behind this. Ryan and the CBB team have the Chatbot Builder channel. You should absolutely go subscribe. Ryan goes live several times a week. Several times, at least once a week, but then also many times in the evening. You want to go to Ryan to learn things that will blow your effing mind, to open up your brain and be like, oh, that's possible. I can get clients doing this. Like, it's going to excite you and you're going to learn some amazing things. You're going to go to my channel, Baby Got Bot, to learn to take those ideas and those big things. And like, I want you to just show me this one thing, Kelly, like in short form. So Ryan is a specialist at live video to blow your mind, show you really cool things you can do, and he will show you how to do them. But if you do that and you're like, I don't want to watch the whole thing again, I just want to know how to do this one thing, my channel, Baby Got Bot, is there for you with shorter videos. Okay, so we want to hit you with all of it. And all month, we are all, including Wendy, you're doing twice a week, right? She does it in Spanish and English. Every Saturday, I'm repurposing my training videos, not my lives. It's too many credits on Hello Jen. All my videos are transcribed into or put in using AI. I turn into a Spanish speaking person. And every Saturday I drop a Spanish speaking tutorial. But if you're on Chatbot Builder, there's actually a playlist for Spanish tutorials. There's a playlist for my tutorials. So if you can't find me, just go there. Playlist. Okay. We're here to support you. The best thing you can do as a new person is do not hide. Do not waste your time saying, I don't know how to do this. This doesn't work. This is a horrible platform. I've seen so many people do this. And then we go in and find out they never even tried. Like, we can see if you even tried. We can see if you even tested it out. The best thing you can do is go into the Discord community. When you sign up, it's going to be, let me show you. Let's go to Chatbot Builder. Boop. When you go into Chatbot Builder, you log in. Go to my account. You see all these accounts? I have so many test accounts. It's ridiculous. Be testing it. All right, you go in here. You see over here, you have the Facebook group. You have the Discord. Go to the Discord. I know what you're thinking. I hate Discord. It's so hard. Listen, I hate Discord too, but I am in this Discord all the time. It is so well organized. Asta is the man. He knows how to do a Discord. All right, look. You have announcements. Okay, you can see they're announcing, hey, Kelly's live. We have a place to announce our wins. We are there to lift each other up. This is one of the most positive communities you will ever be in. We have reviews for the platform, official links to help desk, the different softwares that we talk about in our lives to help you, all the YouTube channels that are going to help you, the social links that you're going to need. Okay, here's the YouTube videos that are popping up from our team. The official support channel is we have 3 ways that you can get support with CBB. This is the official support channel here. There's also a community support channel. Let's see if I can find it. Community help, where the community helps you. There is also, on top of that, you can go to the AI Chatbot. AI Chatbot can help you. That's on their website. We have general chat. We have we ask people to demo our bots all the time. Prompt libraries, help. Hiring. Are you looking to hire someone? And then there's like a little live section here, and they go live all the time. I never use the live section. Look, people are tagging me. I'm not going to go in there right now though, because we're on live. I don't know what they're saying. Hopefully they're saying this was awesome. So I get it. as someone who it's hard for me to spend time on new software, especially when I've been using things like ManyChat for years. But once I actually sat down and took the time and I joined a couple of the live trainings, I was just like, holy crap. I remember when we started with ManyChat in 2017 and I would start building and I don't know about you, but I'm a pretty innovative person and I want to do bigger things with this software. I'm like, why can't I do this? And now I can. It's holy crap. It's so amazing what we can do. And you can see I'm excited. This is a genuine excitement. If it wasn't so exciting, there is no way I would move my entire Baby Got Bot brand from ManyChat as their official trainer for several years, as one of their certified educators, a huge part of their community, and then just move it all to Chatbot Builder if I didn't believe in it. I believe in it. I do not back products I don't believe. So if you are watching this, if you are in the community and anytime you're like, this, I can't, it's too frustrating. I can't understand it. Why is it so different? Deep breath, tell someone in the community. You would be surprised how many of us will jump on and do a Zoom or like I said in the Discord, there's a group meeting channel and people are like, let's go over to the channel. Let's fix it. We have a multilingual amazing support team at CBB. People are here to watch you succeed. So do not keep it to yourself. Definitely don't go in and be like, this sucks, because people are very protective of things we love. But it's okay to not find it easy at first because you're relearning the legacy platforms, things like BotPress. BotPress isn't legacy. It's honestly not that good at all. Sorry, not sorry. But if you used Chatfuel, if you used, Mobile Monkey, I don't know if they're still around, ManyChat, any of these legacy platforms that use conditional logic to build, it's a different way of building. And even now I catch myself wanting to build that way. And then I have to go to Ryan and be like, okay, I need you to just clear my brain because I know there's an easier way. And then there was, and I'm like, well, this is so much better, right? So start small. Don't try to build out API dynamic galleries and stuff until you learn the basics, because there is a learning curve, but I promise you it's worth it because the legacy platforms are already behind. And you as a business owner cannot allow yourself and your clients to fall behind because AI is not stopping. This technology is not stopping. Even in CBB, you get the native integration as part of your account. You get the native integration to OpenAI's 3.5 Turbo, which 90% of people, that's all you need. Honestly, it really is. I feel like some people come in and but I need a million contacts window and I need a vector. You don't. I'm sorry, you don't. You might be the 0.5% that does, and that's different, but most people don't. It's just, you have to learn the right way of doing it. And how do you know if it's the right way if you just don't know what you don't know? Ask the community. I promise you we're here to help you. Let's see what people are saying before we log off and I go have lunch with my husband, who is home downstairs eating lunch without me. Do you guys have questions? That if you have questions that follow you watching this, maybe you're watching the replay, ways that you can reach out to me, please don't email me. I get 150 emails an hour. The Discord is a great place. Tag me in Discord. Make it public. If you have a question, make it public because other people can learn from you. Ask me a question in the Facebook group. If you send me a message, you're not going to send me a message. You're going to send Stella a message. She might be able to help you though. Okay. CBB is light years away. Isn't that the truth? These people are weird. They do live streams for 2 hours with nothing to sell. Haha. You guys are amazing. These are people of the future, not the old mentality. I got things to sell. I'm not selling you guys anything. I'm trying to help you. If you're new, join the Discord. Best place. Honestly, the Discord. I don't like Discord. I'm in a couple servers. I don't like how it's organized. But Asta has I don't know, he just crawled into my brain and made Discord work for me. I don't know what it is, but it works. I really enjoy it now. I'm in there all the time. I like just watching people. I'm always looking at you guys, chatting it up. Sitting on lives with Ryan and Kelly will blow your mind. The YouTube channel for, if you're watching on CBB, you can also go to there's a playlist for my trainings. It'll take you to my channel, but basically, let me do it here. YouTube. youtube.com/stellar247. If you're watching on CBB, this is my channel. It is. 3.5 is more than enough. And I bet you anyone who thinks otherwise, I bet you just don't understand the system well enough to know how to prompt it right and stuff. And that's okay. I think a lot of times people come from things like Bot Press, or they're learning from people who don't understand our system, or they're coming from places like the legacy platforms. And that's fine, because that's what there was. But now there's this. And it's just understanding things. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with not knowing. There's something wrong with not asking. There are no dumb questions. We can answer you in dumb ways, but there are no dumb questions. From France to Fiji, we love our co-creators and we love the Chatbot Queen. Oh, I love it. Thank you all for the help training. Don't forget that I will be live next week. We're doing real estate chatbots on Thursday, same time, same place. And then after that, I'm doing fast. We'll see how fast I can do it. I'm planning on putting a timer up. Fast AI chatbot building that is multilingual. It's like instant multilingual. Honestly, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. As soon as you hook it up to OpenAI and put in your prompt and stuff, it's already multilingual. Like, honestly. And then at the end of the month, I'm torn between teaching you how to build AI chatbot quizzes and games and that sort of thing, like trivia, or go through like meta rules. And I'm kind of leaning towards the rules. I know that's a really dry topic, but I just haven't seen anyone talk about it. And I do see people getting in trouble, and I just don't want that for you. One question, I get hung up on how to create demo accounts within my main account. Can somebody share with Marissa the link to, you know what? I could probably find it. There's a multi-demo bot. Let me find it. I think that's the one, right, Ryan? Multi-demo bot, chatbot builder. You can't see what I'm doing. That's okay. I'm just searching on. There it is. I found it. You want to go watch this video that I'm going to share with you?
Welcome to the Click It.
All right. Go watch multi-demo bot. Boop. It's a live that Ryan did, and he shows you how to do that. And here's the thing, when you ask a question in the community, we probably have a video for it. Like when I tell you that Ryan goes live multiple times, he doesn't sleep well or something. I think he's part Android. So he just goes live like every night. It's funny. Awesome training. Thank you, Kelly and the CBB team. You're very welcome. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of you. I'm a huge fan of anyone who's like nerdy enough to follow me for years. Meta rules. I feel like that might be the one, right? Look at this. People are excited about meta rules. We wouldn't exist or even be a thing without the queen. You guys are going to make me cry. Thanks for the tip on multilingual. I couldn't use it for I could have used it, man. Can I show you guys something? Can we just do something really nerdy really quickly? Check this out. Let's go to Chat GPT. I have, I'm not a big fan of other people's GPTs, but let me tell you, I got plenty of my own. So as I mentioned, every Saturday I release a Spanish video. I do not speak Spanish. I know how to say, una más cerveza, por favor, and jugo de naranja y pan francés, and la cuenta, por favor. That's the extent. That's pretty much all I can say. I basically can order breakfast and ask for the check and get a beer. But I created this GPT. This is the cool thing. AI, OpenAI, Gemini is another one. You can add Gemini to your CBB. They support Gemini now because they do functions and stuff. It's still, it's still in beta. So a little, I like OpenAI better right now, but in the future, possibly switching gears. But instantly, it supports over 50 languages. But check this out. All I have to do is write something. Here, watch this. You guys are the best audience I've ever had, and I really appreciate you coming to my live broadcast today, period. Thank you. All right. All I have to do is type this in. I've trained this GPT. Basically, if I write something in English, it immediately puts it in Spanish. If I write something in Spanish, it immediately puts it in English. This saves me so much time. So again, like that's what GPTs are for. That's what like our resources are for. Can you save someone time? Is there a task that they do constantly that they are better served doing something else? This is when we're talking about like, don't go out and sell a replacement for a human, sell a way to make a human more productive. Your sales team or your hostess or your servers at your restaurant should not be the ones managing your social media content and your social media comments. That's my service. Let me help you with that, right? Whether it's an AI solution or not. Kelly is rescuing the organization of our training. More tutorials in Spanish. I don't know if you know this, but that's like literally what I'm doing. Like this is what you can ask Ryan. I bugged him so much. Not only did I bug him to bring in someone like Jetstreet, who is our newest support person, who is a Spanish speaking native Spanish speaker. I think that's really what I wanted to say. But I also pushed the hell out of him for more Spanish content. And we're using HelloGen because, again, I don't speak Spanish. But Wendy does. And Wendy does a training every week in Spanish. So please definitely go check out her stuff. Let me go to my account here. Can you guys see this? This is my account. Go to my playlist. And I have a playlist. Tutorials de Chatbots de IA en Español. I don't know what that says, bro. Oh, look, that's Wendy on Chatbot Builder. Wow, did I add all of Wendy's too? I'm so smart. Here's another one I did every Saturday. Here's one that teaches you. I hate commercials. Stop and wait for it. Skip. That's me. Why I left ManyChat for the future of chatbots in Spanish, bro. We are working on it. That's what I wanted to say. We are trying to bring you, we being me and the CBB team, this is one of our biggest goals this year, is to ensure that we have Spanish support, because LATAM, you are one of our main focuses. We know that the Latin community, the Spanish speaking community, is a force. We want to support you. And once we tackle the Spanish community, we're going to go after every other community. You know, there are things I can't even tell you about that Ryan is working on that is going to help the international community like kill it in the chatbot space using our platform. It's so exciting. I wish I could tell you everything. But yeah, this is funny because it's true. Accounts with 0 contacts equals Ryan cries at night. You wouldn't believe how many people are like, I just don't like CBB is not a good product. And then we go to the back end and find out they have 0 contacts. That means they never used it. Don't come at me. We know. Don't come at me and tell me something that you don't know. Just ask the question. Okay. Where can I find the Spanish to Spanish? Oh, you want that? You guys want that? Hold up. Hold the phone. Let me go into my GPTs. Right now it's just for me, but you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share it with you. You guys have to see this. So the one I gave you today is called Pain Point Pro. That's going to create, look at this. You guys are already using it. I love that for you. I have one called the Gucci Knowledge Base Builder. I'm still working on that one. That one will be released to the CBB community. If you know, you know. Let's see. The bilingual translator. Okay, let me edit this. I'll make it with a link and you guys can, if you want to go back and forth, all you have to do is type in English and hit send, and it will immediately translate it to Spanish. If you type in Spanish and hit send, it will immediately do it to English. All right, let me grab the link. It's yours. I'm giving it to you right now. View. I hope that copied. Translator. I did not spell that right, and I don't feel like correcting it, but there you go. It's all yours. Have fun with it. I love these things. I have a GPT for all kinds of things, but that's the one I use the most. That one and Stella, that's trained on me. So anyway, all right, we're going to close out today. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fun. Let's give ourselves. All a round of applause. Before you cruise on out from YouTube, I want you to do two things. Number one, be sure to go to the live section of this channel you're looking at, find next week's real estate training, click on get notified, and you're going to be here next week, right? And then number two, do your homework. Do you guys remember what your homework is? You're going to go set your goals. You're going to write down your goals. You're going to write down how you're going to reach your goals. And then you're going to go and post in the community for CBB that you did it. Okay. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. My success is relied on your success. You are pivotal in the success of not only my world, but also the whole team at CBB feels this way. That's why they call you co-creators. We rise together. We really aim to help you. Do not be afraid to ask questions in our community. We want to help you. And if anyone's giving you trouble, you call mama. Okay, I'm going to be your internet mom, and I'm going to go put them in timeout. You know I will, because I've done it before. I love you all. I want you to succeed. Get out there, set your goals. Let me know how you're doing, and I can't wait to see you succeed. And I will catch you on the flip, all right? So let's finish it up.